my dears, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new here. My name is Emma and I'm so happy you clicked on my What's for Dinner video. I hope you like it. We'll give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. Let's just jump right on into this week's What's for Dinner video. For tonight's dinner, I started by soaking a cup of pinto beans. Once the pinto beans were all cleaned, I just drained them and then put them into a pot of water, and we're just going to boil them up with some onion and season them with some garlic salt. And I just boiled them up for about 2.5 hours. Once the 2.5 hours were up, I added some fully cooked bacon into the beans, and then I just let that cook up for about half hour. While the beans finish up, we are going to cook up some rice. I started by adding about a tablespoon of olive oil to my pan. I added about a half a cup of onion and a teaspoon of minced garlic and just gave that a good old stir. Then I added a cup of white rice and gave that a good old stir. And I'm just gonna let this brown up. I think it was like 10 minutes, just until it's a golden brown. When it is golden brown, it will look like this. It looks like it's burnt, but it's not, I promise you. Then I added a cup of chicken broth. Gave that a good old stir, and then I added a tablespoon of tomato bouillon. And just put that in, gave it a stir, and we're just gonna bring this to a boil, and then we're gonna let it simmer for 20 minutes. And then once the 20 minutes were up, I just leave the lid on and just let it sit for another 5 minutes. And for the chicken, we just have some of this pre-marinated chicken thighs from our local meat market that my husband is just going to grill up on my little griddle. Once everything was done, we just put the chicken and some beans into our flour tortilla. Then we had our rice, some extra chicken on the side, along with some sour cream, some avocado, and some cheese. Delicious. For tonight's dinner, I am making taco spaghetti squash boats. So I'm going to start by frying up my ground beef, adding some taco seasoning, a half a can of 15 ounces of corn, and then I have some pinto beans left over. I'm gonna add that into the taco meat, and then we're gonna cook my squash in my pressure cooker. Ground beef is in frying up. And now for the spaghetti squash. I have 1 cup of chicken broth I'm going to pour into my pressure cooker. Now I'm going to cut the spaghetti squash. There it is. Now I'm going to scoop out all the insides. Okay, looking good. All the little seeds are out from inside. I'm just going to season it inside with a little bit of salt. A little pepper. And we're gonna throw them into my pressure cooker. Pressure cooker lid is on. We're gonna do pressure cook high for 7 minutes. Make sure it's sealed. Yes. Okay. And then we're gonna do a quick release. The ground beef is browned and drained. Now I'm going to add my taco seasoning and some water. Oops. Give it a little stir, stir, stir. Now I'm gonna add half of this 15-ounce can of corn. And then some of these leftover pinto beans. All right, that should be enough. Now I'm just gonna let this warm through while the spaghetti squash cooks up. This is cooked for 7 minutes. Now I'm gonna do a quick release. The meat is done. This is done. Now time to take off this lid. All right, so now I'm gonna take them out. There was a little bit of stock left in there, so I just drained that out. So now, all you do is kind of go like this to make it spaghetti. Okay, so now I'm gonna put this in here. Now that's in, give it a stir. Okay, now that's all mixed together. I'm going to preheat my oven 375. Now I have my spaghetti squash holders on my baking sheet. Now we're gonna stuff it with some of that taco meat and spaghetti squash. And they are done. Now I'm gonna top them with some cheddar cheese. Okay, there they are done. I'm gonna put them in my preheated 375-degree oven for about 10 minutes. It has been 10 minutes, time to take these out of the oven. And then here they are all served up. I did a dollop of daisy sour cream and sprinkled a little bit of dried cilantro on top. Delicious! I know it doesn't look very pretty, but this is how I ate it. I just mixed it all up. Delicious. For tonight's dinner, excuse my voice, we are going to slow cook some chicken. We are just going to put all the ingredients into my slow cooker base. We are going to use a 1/4 cup of this honey mustard dressing, 1/4 cup. Next, we're going to do a 1/4 cup of red hot wing sauce, 1/4 cup. And we're gonna do a 1/3 cup of some Kung Pao stir fry sauce. And a 1/3 cup. And a 1/2 cup of water. Now I'm gonna give that a little stir, stir, stir. And now I'm gonna put my 2 boneless, skinless chicken breasts on top of my marinade. And I'm gonna do a little pepper, garlic salt, flip them, and I flipped them, and I'm gonna do some pepper this side. And some garlic salt on this side. Voila. Now I'm going to slow cook it for 10 hours on low. And here the chicken is all done. For our side, we're just gonna have a little salad. So I have some hearts of romaine lettuce, some grape tomatoes, and some mozzarella pearls. All I did was wash my lettuce with the tomatoes and then just served that up with the chicken on the side. Nothing like a nice, simple salad to go with your dinner. On our salads, I also cut up some green onion that I needed to use up that was in my refrigerator. On mine, I'm going to do some honey mustard dressing on my salad. And then on my husband's, he's gonna have some French dressing. And then there it is, all served up. Delicious. And for tonight's dinner, I have some of these Hatch Green Chile chicken sausages that I purchased from Sprouts. I'm just going to put them into my slow cooker along with a half a cup of beef broth. And then finally, I'm going to add half of this 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes. And now we're going to pop the lid on and we're going to slow cook this on low for 8 hours. These are done. They've been keeping warm for over an hour. Now I'm going to add some onions and bell peppers. Then I just try to give them a little stir so the onions and the bell peppers could get into the sauce. Now I'm going to pop the lid back on and we're just going to keep them on warm until the peppers and onions are soft. And then here it is all served up. I just served up the sausages on a hot dog bun, added some of that onion and bell pepper mixture and some cheddar cheese. Delicious. And then that concludes this week's What's for Dinner video. I hope you guys liked it. We'll give it a thumbs up, subscribe. It is free to subscribe and it helps out my channel so much. And I will see you in my next video. Have a fabulous week. Bye.